I can relate to my own life. So I was a guy, I was a relatively adjusted guy externally. I had a job, I worked hard in it. I had a family, we looked after each other. I was kind of going through my day and I was empty inside. And I was longing for something and I didn't even know what it was. And I was dying inside. And even though I looked fine on paper, and this kept eating away at me and eating away at me. And actually through my own addiction and as I was getting very close to the end of my life. And by that I mean I just didn't have any more strength to go any further. You know, I had been, I was this thin. I had, you know, just imagine 30 years worth of drama and near-death experiences and countless overdoses. And I mean, I was just getting to be done and I didn't even really have any fight left. But the thing that bothered me the most was that I missed an opportunity. Like I had come here and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And that bothered me more than the thought of never seeing my family or dying or any of that. So I think when we talk about the soul and the richness that it can bring to a person's life, and this is a function of either having a life of just getting by or having a life of amazing purpose and meaning. And when I actually woke up to what my own purpose was, which is very much of a soul thing, contribution, we talk about service, we talk about creativity, we talk about expression. And when I woke up and realized, wow, I spent 30 years in treatment as my training to come forth and put out a kind of program that doesn't exist to help people just like me that can't seem to get help in these places that don't really understand the soul. You know, we talk about it, but they don't really understand it. And in order to understand it, we have to communicate to the soul through the language of the soul. And the language of the soul is poetry and creativity and ritual and ceremony. And when we talk about, again, poetry, you know, we could talk about love all day. And Rumi, 2 lines of a poem, and people go, oh yeah, I understand. When we look at art, and you know, we can read books about the Mona Lisa, but you go look at it and say, oh yeah, okay, God, we relate to it in a much deeper heart level. So we'd look at, again, ritual and ceremony. This is something that's been around worldwide since prehistory, that people go through processes that are important. We mark important milestones in our life through process. And when we don't do that, we miss something. And that's what we do at the sanctuary. We put all that back in so we can then, again, help that limbic brain to weave and help the heart to connect. And when our heart is connected and open, then things can happen for us. And that's why the soul becomes of paramount importance in terms of recovering from addiction. And then when we heal the soul, we don't have that hole in the soul. All of a sudden, now we can become satiated by the things in our lives.